keep it going, keep it pushing through. Yeah, I'm just trying to ball like the playoffs. I just want them rings like a phone call. Ain't about
What's going on, people? Y'all know who it is. It's Tay Wiz reporting live from the Man Cave as usual. For those subscribers out there not subscribed to the YouTube channel or the Twitter page, please feel free to do so now. Hit that bell and that bird at TAE_WIGGS as follow the website below. Couple of things I want to get into. The Eagles had their parade today. Shout out to Eagle Nation, Gang Green, Bird Gang. Congrats to them. Second thing I want to talk about the NFL, Jimmy G signed a 5-year deal, $137.5 million with the San Francisco 49ers. And what's so crazy about this, he's 5-0 as when he got there. But you know what's so good about this trade? The 49ers actually won this trade. The reason I'm saying is if Tom Brady played one more year, or if he got one left in the tank, who would their quarterback be in New England? Brian Hoyer, the Destroyer? Not a chance. 49ers won this in a landslide. You got a young running back core. Then you bring in this quarterback that all the teams wanted in the first place. So you bring in Jimmy G, who understands how to win because he learned from his mentor. He's sat behind a guy for almost 2.5 seasons or 3 seasons with a clipboard, just learning stuff. And this is the same thing that happened to Aaron Rodgers, sitting behind Brett Favre, how to get a nuance of the game, the formula, and how to become a winner. And you see what happened? They put him out there. I think by his 3rd or 4th season, he won a Super Bowl. So the future is looking bright right now in San Francisco. The 49ers definitely did win that trade. Kudos to them for locking him up, which is smart because they know Tom Brady's 40-something. If he play another season, if he get hurt, you got to put in Brian Hoyer. And the 49ers got Jimmy G, straight highway robbery. NBA was going nuts today with these trades. You had a 3-team trade involving the Denver Nuggets, the Mavericks, and the Knicks. Knicks get Devin Harris, the point guard, a.k.a. Ludacris. Doug McDermott go to the Mavericks, the sniper. I feel like that helped them out down there to go along with Dennis Smith Jr. You can see what Dallas is doing low-key, making moves. Maybe, hey, they can guard to DeAndre Jordan since nobody picked him up. And, they pretty much the Clippers won the first-round draft pick from DeAndre Jordan, but he been a one All-Star. So, Emmanuel Mudiay from the Denver Nuggets goes to New York Knicks. So Kristaps Porzingis get healthy. You got your another passer out there. So now you got Emmanuel Mudiay back there. So we're there with Frank Nicolini. They both point guards. What you do? Slide him over to the 2? Who knows? So we got to see what the Knicks is doing with that. Maybe they may trade someone else. The one thing I'm thinking about, since teams making these trades, since the Cavaliers trade Isaiah Thomas and Shannon Fry from the Cavs to the Lakers for Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. is from the Akron, Ohio area. His dad played basketball for the Cavaliers. They still live there. His son went to high school there, and then after that he went to college to play on at Wyoming. I thought this was a steal for the Cavaliers because they get Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. You trade away Isaiah Thomas and Shannon Fry. Then piggyback on that. Then you trade Jay Crowder and Derrick Rose to the Utah Jazz for Rodney Hood. Then the Sacramento Kings trade George Hill away for Iman Shumpert. Then on top of that, the Jazz get rid of Joe Johnson. He go to Sacramento. So basically, I like what the Cavaliers did. And they also sent D-Wade back to Miami. They get a protected second-round pick for 2022, I believe. Wade goes back to Miami with a younger roster. He could be that veteran voice back in the locker room because that is Wade County. So you put him back in the mix with them young guys to get it going back again. They got something special down there. Whereas right now, they in the playoff hunt. So you get Dwayne Wade back down there to get them back into the roles, which would be better because that takes some of the pressure off the younger guys like a Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow. So D-Wade will have more minutes to play down in Miami. I know the Miami fans happy to have him back. Uh, well, like what the Cavaliers did, they got younger. Because right now, even though they said they sat down and consulted some of these trades with LeBron James, but I'm gonna be more realistic than what they saying. I'm gonna say with these moves, maybe they're probably getting ready for the setup, the departure from LeBron James, leaving the Cavaliers again, part two. If it's some way that LeBron James leave, you get under the cap space, you got some younger pieces and assets, you could build around them. But if LeBron James do stay, you can find another way to get another superstar. Maybe you can go after a Paul George. Who knows? If he's possible out there, because the funny thing about it, it works in the Cavs' favor because Paul George loved playing alongside a George Hill. So you get George Hill in the Cavaliers uniform, and George Hill and LeBron James can recruit him to the Cleveland Cavaliers this summer. Oh man, that'd be nice, and that'd be a great fit. Besides these trades and the Cavaliers were like what they did, I thought this is a better move for the Cavs. Not being because now when the Cavaliers on this 13-game winning streak, you don't hear this, but they saying about this on TV. But I'm going to shed the light on this. When the Cavaliers is on that 13-game winning streak, Jose Calderon was your starting point guard. Defense, scoring on offense, and being an irritant. He played up close and personal. He played at a faster pace than the Derrick Rose and the Isaiah Thomas. Me personally, I still think Isaiah Thomas is still hurt from the hip injury. Just him being a warrior, just want to go out there and play. You can't be mad at somebody who's laying all out there in the line and knowing he's really still hurt. But the Cavs got over that hurdle. They made moves to get better for the future, which I like. I want to talk about the move I thought I like. Elfrid Payton getting traded from Orlando Magic to the Phoenix Suns for a second-round draft pick. This is good for Devin Booker. Now you see where you had a small point guard for the Cavaliers starter, and they had a small point guard starting the Phoenix Suns and Tyler Ulis. So they said if we can bring in Elfrid Payton, he can play defense, he can get to the hole. His knock is that he can't shoot. So he's just like a John Wall type player. He have to work on his craft. If he can work on his shooting, he would have that total package too. Because you can see what he can do. He can spread the floor on offense and he play defense. So you get that alongside of Devin Booker and Marquise Chris. That is actually fantastic. Another trade, you had Noah Vonleh for the Portland Trailblazers to get traded to the Bulls with Milovan Radovanovic. So you get a young stud in Noah Vonleh. His knock is, to me, what I have been watching on the NBA League Pass, can Noah Vonleh bring it every night? He's like a roller coaster. He's up and down. The key in the NBA is consistency. Either you're going to be consistent on offense or you're going to be consistent on defense. In the position that he's playing, he has to be consistent on both. He's a power forward center. He need to be out there right now. This is his second season. He needs to be out here at least averaging in his second season. He should be at least averaging at least 12 points, 8 rebounds. And we need to see more from him. You don't see that. Somebody has to push him. He has that it factor. When nobody's not bringing that animal out of you like how he was in Indiana, you get lost in the sauce. You can't get lost in the sauce. So Noah Vonleh need to go out here and play. Hey, start out with I got drafted by the Hornets. I got traded to Portland. Now I get traded to Chicago. Every time you get traded like that, that's a chip on your shoulder. You should be taking your anger out on that basketball in that rim. And that's true facts. Jameer Nelson got traded from the Pelicans to the Pistons. Jameer Nelson had quite a lot of stops. This may be Jameer Nelson last hoo-ha around the league. I say after this season, Jameer Nelson probably going to hang him up. He gave his all, them good years he had in Orlando with Dwight Howard, Michael Petras, all them guys, Rashard Lewis, Hedo Turkoglu. It goes on and on. Matt Barnes and them guys. So, before I leave on this note, Derrick Rose, like I said, goes to Utah and get released. Peep this, folks. Peep this. If Derrick Rose get released, if he go to Minnesota, then if New York finds some way to buy that contract out for Joakim Noah, like I said, I said it first. You heard me say it. If they can find that way out from Joakim Noah and to get him in Minnesota, both them two, you have a Tom Thibodeau Minnesota Bulls up there. And they'd be ready. They would make some noise in the West if they can get Derrick Rose, because only Tom Thibodeau understands Derrick Rose mindset. And he can get the best out of Derrick Rose. He know what makes Derrick Rose go. He can drive Derrick Rose. He can put Derrick Rose back into that MVP mindset. And that's what I like to see from him. Can they do this? Like I said, you already got Taj Gibson up there from the Bulls. You got Jimmy Butler from the Bulls. Aaron Brooks, who played for the Bulls. You got him. Then you had Jamal Crawford, who had a stint with the Bulls. Then you add a Derrick Rose, that'd be 5. And if you get a Joakim Noah at 6, because that core group will understand how to win. And that's what these teams missing. And like I said, I do like what the Cavaliers did. I definitely do like what the Phoenix Suns did. Like I said, if you don't have NBA League Pass like myself, it's a must-have. It doesn't matter if your favorite team's not playing, but when them nights you come home from work, you just want to kick your feet up and drink a cold one or drink whatever you're going to drink, juice, water, and you say, you know what, I'm going to change to the Orlando Magics and the Pelicans, or the Phoenix Suns and the Kings. You have to watch more to see what's going on and see, because sometimes there's a lot of good players on bad teams who's not getting that recognition because they're not on the ESPN or ABC and all this stuff, or TNT. So you just can sit down and watch these young guys, man, you will love the game more. You will love the game even more. So with that being said, I'm Tay Wiz coming live from the Man Cave. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, hit them up on YouTube and Twitter at TAE_WIGGS. Like I said, as follow the website below. Y'all know how I do it. Peace. Yeah.